150 billion Egyptian pounds in the new fiscal year 2023-24.
We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest for this afternoon, Dr. Amira Sabik, the Strategic Management and Self-Development Expert. Dr. Amira, a very good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time and for joining us this afternoon on today's edition of Cairo Local Time. And of course, as the Egyptian Finance Ministry is finalizing the new fiscal year budget, they will be prioritizing spending on social safety net programs, which is what I'd like to talk to you about today. Doctor, how important is this prioritization, especially in light of the current global economic challenges?
The whole world is facing lots of challenges these days because of the war that started in Ukraine. So it is not just in Egypt, but actually it's in the whole world.
Yes.
Yet some governments were not able to deal with the crisis, but the Egyptian government was successfully able to deal with it through many things. Actually, the Egyptian government has tried multiple solutions to mitigate the crisis and to find some relief for the citizens.
Yes.
These efforts we can say they included curbing state spending and putting costly projects on hold.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the government decided to put some projects on hold. So the central bank raised interest rates 4 times over the course of 2022 to combat inflation. Mm-hmm. The government now is seeking assistance from the international community and has reached a deal with the IMF for a loan. This will help us to provide the Egyptians with some help, especially before Ramadan and all the days we are here. Mm-hmm. And the government announced that it would start even selling discounted bread, discounted different kinds of food for Ramadan. And there was an order or instructions from the government to all organizations to raise salaries a bit to face this inflation.
Yes, and we've already seen the government itself pledging new salaries and increases, as well as increases in pensions for pensioners, etc. How do such measures work towards this alleviation of living standards for Egyptian citizens?
Okay, now the Egyptian citizen started to get used to not to spend a lot of money on luxurious things. We started to learn to be like the whole world. In the past, Egyptians used to be big consumers without putting in mind to keep resources, to keep what they have in hand. But now we see how the government is doing a lot of effort and is having lots of solutions for us. So the Egyptian citizen himself started to say, okay, now it comes my role as well. Mm-hmm. I have to lessen my consumptions of things. I have to be aware of where I'm spending my money. The Egyptian government is doing a lot of efforts and a lot of solutions, even through the initiatives like Takaful and Karama, like Hayat Karima. We can say that these initiatives are alleviating the burden of citizens in communities most in need in the countryside and slums in urban areas. Mm-hmm. by providing them now clean water, by providing them food, by provide them housing. We can see comprehensive development. Mm-hmm. That's true. We can also see comprehensive development for the neediest rural communities to eliminate the multidimensional poverty in order to provide a decent and sustainable life. Mm-hmm. We can see lots of efforts from the government to raise social, economic, and environmental level of some targeted families and to provide job opportunities. We are showing, the government now is showing the local community a positive difference in their standard of living, that maybe we are not having the same luxurious style of consumption that we used to, but at least all the Egyptians, whatever their level or standard of living is, they can provide their houses with food and essentials of life. Mm-hmm. This is not happening in lots of countries worldwide now. Lots of people, as we know, in Europe are leaving their countries because they cannot bear it anymore. They cannot bear the prices anymore. At least here in Egypt, the Egyptian government can see the citizens and is providing them and is finding solutions, providing them with lots of fares, providing them with discounted food and with discounted things to have at home. Lots of things is done. plus the awareness. By the way, the government announced social mitigation packages that include widening coverage of the Takaful and Karama cash transfer programs, hikes to pensions, public sector wages, tax measures, lots of actions to alleviate the impact of the rising prices. And Egypt announced the launch of Ahlan Ramadan fairs. These fairs started on the 1st of January. This was 3 months before the start of the Islamic holy month, Ramadan, to provide basic commodities at affordable prices for all citizens. So we can see at least the government is supporting families with their essentials. They show us care, which does not happen worldwide.
Indeed. Now, Dr. Amira, of course, as you said, with the holy month of Ramadan just around the corner, household spending is likely to increase a bit as people prepare for the fast, etc. But aside from issues related to food prices, commodity prices, etc., social safety net programs have been launched even before this time, even before the current global challenging time, economically speaking, and they included things like housing, education, health. How far are these initiatives being carried out in order to cater for the citizens' needs fully?
Okay, now there are lots of places that are carrying out a lot of awareness sessions. We are talking about, like Takaful and Karama is running a social program, a social safety net project that promotes Egyptian women with empowerment and human capital. These programs are not just carrying reforms and social safety, they are also talking about critical issues, and they are teaching our youth how to deal with it. Let's say, for example, in Takaful and Karama, we aim to break cycles of intergenerational poverty and promote human capital accumulation. We are providing them awareness of the risks of reinforcing dependency on cash transfers. We are teaching them how to have efficient targeting, how to have conditional and unconditional, when to have conditional cash transfer and not. But we are discussing with them lots of economic inclusion, and the result is, through this program, we had approximately 31 million registered applicants, who started to follow these projects and to started to work on these initiatives to have better lives, to increase or to increase their level of living, their standard of living. So it is not just we are providing them with commodities. We are providing them with them awareness, become proactive people. We are teaching them not to wait for things to happen to you, but you have to be proactive. You have to take action. You have to act and think of how to develop yourself first, and then you develop your income. I don't know if people know that the Takaful and Karama is having more than 2 million families under them, supported with social care, supported with financial care, and they are starting to have an independent project that they can do by themselves after they got the knowledge, the skill, the consultation from people of Takaful and Karama, which really reduced 12% of the rate of poverty during the previous 5 years.
Indeed. So it is a more of a multifaceted approach, really, to developing, the situation for the Egyptian citizen, providing social safety, security nets, even in light of the global challenges witnessed economically by the whole entire world.
That's true. As I said, it is a matter of awareness. It's a matter of teaching. It's a matter of providing them with programs. By the way, Takaful and Karama also provided them with lots of human rights studies. They started to teach people what are their human rights. This step aimed to facilitate interaction, communication between the social solidarity body and the program and the ones who are getting benefit out of it. This move comes in line with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi directives to implement digital transformation in government services, which is a lot of benefit for people. The ministry is the first government entity to launch the interactive communication platform, and through this new platform, the government itself will be able to implement various awareness programs and deliver the key messages related to major social issues while receiving reactions and opinions about the provided services. So a lot of interactive communication platforms, is now becoming part of the services provided by the Egyptian Ministry of Social Solidarity to serve the Egyptian citizen, to know his rights, and to help him to develop his standard of living.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Amira Sabak, the strategic management expert. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time and your insight and for joining us on our edition of Cairo Local Time. Very short break and we'll be right back for more. Do stay tuned.